K.O.D Studios. It's coming to YouTube right here on this channel. It's gonna be awesome. K.O.D Studio Tour. It's coming soon, okay? Really excited about that. Still working on it. I'm finally going to be working on K.O.D Studios, the studio that I promised you guys about 10 months ago. So I'm going to be working on that. And when I come back, you guys will see a whole studio tour. The K.O.D Studio Tour. That is coming soon. I'm super excited for it.
Hey drummers, Keyshawn Jones here, and welcome to my brand new studio. I'm super excited about it, I'm super happy on the way it turned out, and I'm also excited for a new beginning on this channel. So for those who do not remember, which I completely understand, I posted a video about 2 years ago telling you guys that K.O.D Studios was coming. And yeah, that was 2 years ago. The reason why it took me 2 years to complete the studio is because of a bunch of things, like getting the stuff for it, as well as other stuff outside of making the studio, like school and just a bunch of things going on in my life. And that's also why I haven't been posting videos in the last few months. But the studio is complete, which, like I said, I am super happy about. So let's talk about all the amazing stuff in this room. So one thing that has really changed the way that this room looks are these curtains. The gray ones claim to be sound reducing curtains, and all the other ones are just blackout panels. The only reason why we decided to hang up these curtains is because we wanted to make the room look a lot better. In my old videos, you could really tell I was in a basement because of the insulation, and to be honest, that's not the best look. So with these curtains, it really makes the room look a little bit more professional. Plus, these curtains are hung on beams, which I like because I can put some of my stuff behind them. Now let's move on to my lighting. Now in my old videos, I used to use this. One light bulb right above me. And because of using one light bulb, it made the room look really warm and made my camera footage really grainy. So I decided to take my lighting game to the next level. Well, not the next level, just improve it. So starting off, my dad got me a new light bulb to replace this one, so we don't need this anymore. I'm just kidding, it's still in my hand. This is an LED multi-directional light. I love this light because I can have so much control over it. All these lights can turn up to 90 degrees, so I can pretty much aim them to any part of the room. And this light bulb is 500% brighter than any other standard 60-watt light bulb, which is the same light bulb that I was using before. This thing could probably kill a vampire, it is so bright. Then I got some string and puck lights from the brand Easy Home. With the puck lights, you can set them to any color that you want. You can also set the brightness of them and the amount of time you want them to be on. Now I usually keep the lights on the auto setting, and that's where it changes a bunch of colors, but even one plain color looks cool as well. Plus, they're LED. With the string lights, you can only have them set to one color, but like the puck lights, you can set the brightness and the amount of time that you want them to be on. And you can also set these lights to either candle mode or light mode. Plus, these lights were really easy to hang up. It definitely did not take me 2 hours just to hang up 3 of them.
And then for Christmas, I got this 13-inch ring light from Amazon. This thing works really well when it comes to lighting me and my drum set. The stand is also very tall, taller than me in fact, and with this I have the option to either use my camera or my phone.
And then lastly, I added this disco party light. Now, I will admit this thing is pretty old. I had this thing since I was about 7, but it's still working perfectly fine and it really looks cool. So now that you know more about my curtains and my lighting, let's now talk about my drum setup. My drum set is a Pearl Export EXX kit in a beautiful grindstone sparkle finish. It is made out of poplar and Asian mahogany, and it looks good and it sounds incredible considering that this is an entry-level drum set. I have a 10x7-inch rack tom, a 12x8-inch rack tom, a 16x16-inch floor tom, and a 22x18-inch kick. For the snares, I usually switch them out depending on what style I'm doing, but for right now, I'm using these two. So for my side snare, it's a stock snare that came with the kit. It is 14x5.5, and my main snare is the 14x8 416 pop-up snare drum from Attic Custom Drums. Now for the full story on how I got this drum, the unboxing video will be in the description below. This drum is made out of chrome and steel. It's a 10-lug drum and it has the beautiful black hardware on it. And after a year of having this thing, this is still one of my favorite snare drums. Now let's move on to the heads. I got Remo pinstripe clears on all the toms. I also got the PowerStroke Pro clear on the kick. For my main snare, they are the same heads that came with the drum. I got an Evans Gennaro dry on the batter side, and then on the Rezo side, I have an Evans Snare Side 300. For my side snare, I have a Remo Emperor coated on the batter side, and on the Rezo side, I have a Remo Diplomat Hazy snare side. And for the snare wires, they are both 30 strand. So on my main snare, I got the Pure Sound wires, and then on my side snare, I got the Duel wires that I got from Amazon for about $5 2 years ago.
Now let's move on to the cymbals. So for my hi-hats, I have a pair of 14-inch Zildjian I-Series hi-hats. They're really bright and clear when you open them up, but when you close them, they're really crisp and defined. Plus you can really lay into them, and overall they are a decent pair of hi-hats. Then above that, I have a 17-inch mono HCS bronze crash. Now this cymbal actually sounds pretty good even though it's made out of BA bronze. It has a really nice decay. Plus the cymbal is a little bit thicker compared to some other crash cymbals I played, but it's not a heavy sounding crash cymbal, it's just a musical sounding crash. And then for my main crash, I got a 16-inch Zildjian I-Series crash. This is a very bright and powerful sounding crash. It's also very thin and it is really loud. You'll definitely be heard with this cymbal right here. And then underneath that, I got a little stack. So on top, I have a badly cracked 10-inch Zildjian I Splash, and then on the bottom I have a 10-inch Wuhan Linear Smash Splash. Now I like to have the stack pretty tight for that really crisp and staccato sound, plus it's a really fun stack to mess around with my playing. And then right here I got a 10-inch Wuhan Splash. This thing is very bright and it's also very cutting, and it has such a pure, beautiful sound to it. And then I have the famous 12-inch Wuhan China. It is a very dark and trashy sounding cymbal. It also works really well with accents, and this cymbal is really cheap. And even though this is a small cymbal, it has a really big sound to it, and it's a fun cymbal to mess around with. And then for my ride, I got the 20-inch Zildjian I Ride. Now don't hate me for this, but I put a piece of Moongels on there just to make the ride cymbal sound a little bit darker, but even without it, it sounds okay. The stick definition is incredible, the bell sounds super good. The crash sound is a little bit too thick for my liking, but it still sounds okay. And overall, this is a really nice sounding ride cymbal. And then we got my newest cymbal. I actually got this about a week ago. This is an 18-inch Zildjian S-Series medium thin crash. This is probably my favorite cymbal on the kit. It has such a bright sound. It also cuts through the mix. It has such a beautiful sound to it, and it's just gorgeous to look at. And then under that, I got another stack, a larger stack. So on top, I have a cracked 16-inch Sabian B8 thin crash, which I got used for about $40 from Guitar Center. And then on bottom, I have a 16-inch Zildjian I China. This stack is really aggressive sounding. It also really bites. And I also found that this stack works really well with different accessories on it. So I have the Midal chainring on it just to give it a little bit of an extra effect. And I also like to have this stack a little bit looser than my 10-inch stack. And then last but not least, I have my 17-inch Zildjian I-Series Trash Crash. Now this cymbal has definitely seen some better days. There's a bunch of cracks in it. So I am definitely going to replace this in the future. It has lived a good life. And just so this cymbal won't sound like complete garbage, I have the Midal cymbal backing on it just to make the sizzle of the cymbal sound a little bit more natural. Now for sticks, I have played many different pairs of sticks in the past. I played some Vic Firth American Classics, also tried out some Vincent drumsticks. My favorite pair of drumsticks are actually the Vader Recording Series, but these are a close second. These are the SPL 5A drumsticks. They feel really good, they are super durable, and they're really cheap. I think you can get a pair of these for about $6. It's so worth it. But other than my main pair of drumsticks, I have some other drumsticks for different situations. So right here we got the Vic Firth Heritage brushes. I had these for about 6 years now.
And then I got the ProMark hot rods. These work really well when it comes to playing in quieter environments. And then I got the Vickfirth T1 General mallets.
And on my kick drum, I have this LP City Cowbell. I've been using this thing on my drum set for about a year now, and it's definitely a fun percussion toy to mess around with my playing.
And then the last piece on my drum set that we'll talk about is probably my favorite piece on the entire drum set, and that is the Roland SPD SX. Ever since I got this pad, I have fell in love with it. You can do a lot of things with it. You can play electronic sounds, you can even make your own kits on here. You can even expand upon it by adding more triggers. You can even import your own sounds on there if you want to.
Yeah.
And this has been a vital piece of my drum setup, and to be honest, I cannot live without it.
But wait, what about hardware? So I decided to leave out hardware on purpose just because I have a bunch of mixed brands of them. So if you're really curious on what hardware I use, all of that will be in the description below. But yeah, I thought we'd get that out of the way. Let's move on to my recording setup.
So most of the mics I'm using are coming from the Samson DK707 drum mic kit. So I got the Q71 on the kick, the Q72s on my toms, and the CO2s for my overheads.
Oh my gosh.
And then for my main snare, I'm using the Stage Right 600,057. And then for right now, I'm using these two really cheap karaoke microphones on my floor tom and my side snare. And the reason why I'm doing that is because at the moment, 2 of the Q72 microphones are defective, so I had to get those replaced. So for right now, this is what I'm using. And yes, I know that using karaoke microphones do not produce the best sound quality, but hey, you gotta use what you got, right? And then all my mics are hooked up into my interface, which is the Behringer UMC 1820, which to be honest, I think it is one of the best 8-channel audio interfaces if you're on a budget. It has a ton of features. And then also from Behringer, I have their headphone amp, the MA400. I've been using this thing for about 2 years now, and it has definitely been a useful thing in my setup. So I have my audio interface hooked up to it with a 1/4-inch adapter and a 1/8-inch cable going into the phone's output. And I also have my pad hooked up to it with a female to 1/4-inch cable going into the mic through. And then in the monitor input, I have another 1/4-inch adapter and another 1/8-inch cable, and I usually have a lightning adapter in it so I can play my music. And then my interface is hooked up to my computer, which is over there, and I run KickBlock to record and mix my drums. And the headphones that I'm currently using are made by Mackie. They are the MC100s. They're built really well, they sound incredible, and they are really durable and affordable. But I usually use the Mi Audio M6 Pros when it comes to actually playing drums, but I had to send those back, so for the past few months I've been using these, and like I said, they work really well. And yeah, that's pretty much it for my recording setup, so now let's go around the room and talk about all the other cool stuff in here.
So right here we got my workstation. This is where I will mix and edit my videos, and this is also the place where I just chill and watch YouTube videos. So if I'm not over here, I'm over here. So to the left of my desk, we got my HP Pavilion laptop, and as you can see, I have a bunch of stuff hooked up to it. I got my stereo speakers hooked up to it, which are the on stereo speakers. Now, I don't use these when it comes to mixing. I just use them just to watch YouTube videos, and I only got these because I was sick of listening from the laptop speakers. I also have my monitor hooked up to it, which is made by On as well, and this is 22 inches. And then I got this USB hub, which has definitely been a huge help when it came to connecting some stuff. I got my interface, my guitar, and my microphone hooked up to it, and like I said, this thing has definitely been a huge help. Great investment. And then next to that, I got my surge protector. This is definitely something I didn't realize I needed until I got it. This thing has definitely been a huge help when it came to plugging up some stuff, and as you can see, I have a ton of stuff plugged up. Which, to be honest, I think I can unplug some stuff, to be honest. But yeah, I love this thing so much. It's definitely helped me out. And now we can move on to my actual desk. This is actually an arts and crafts desk that we got from Michaels, and has definitely helped me when it came to storing my stuff. So in these drawers, I just have a bunch of stuff. I got some drum stuff in here. I got some recording stuff in here. Got a bunch of random stuff in here. And then in these 3 drawers, it's just a bunch of more random stuff. I got an extra curtain that I didn't need to use. I also got some music and drum books and catalogs, and just more random stuff in there. And then on my actual desk, I have a bunch of stuff. I got my Alesis keytar on it. This is the Vortex Wireless 2. Now, I am definitely not a keyboard player, but it is really fun just to mess around with this thing. I actually use BandLab when it comes to putting the sounds on my keytar. I have it on the G Funk Soul sound right now, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I'm so glad I have this thing in the studio. And then right here we got this little desk clamp and also a heater. This was a definite must for the studio. It is really cold down here. And then above that, I got my KJDRUMS shirt. If you saw any of my sessions live streams, you definitely saw me wear this shirt. My sister actually made it for me, which is awesome. And I thought it would just be a cool thing just to have in the studio. And then right over here, I got my microphone. This is a BM800. Now for the price, this thing sounds really good. I used it for drums. I also used it for talking plenty of times. And if you're looking for a microphone to use for your YouTube channel, I would definitely recommend this one if you're on a budget. I think I got this for around 30 bucks, which is insane. And it came with a bunch of stuff like the cable, the shock mount, the boom arm, and just a bunch of other stuff. Then also I have a Bluetooth keyboard and this mouse made by On. And then right here we have a picture of young Keyshawn and Ty Tribbett. This picture was taken at the Bloody Wind tour about 6 years ago. Man, it's been a minute. Ty Tribbett is definitely my favorite gospel artist. I actually just went to his All Things New tour about 2 months ago. So if you want to see all of that, you can go to my Instagram. But yeah, he is definitely a huge inspiration. I've been listening to him for pretty much all my life. And yeah, I just love him. He's a great guy. And then next to my desk, I got my little practice area. So I got my Ludwig practice pad that actually came with my Ludwig school kit that I used in 4th and 5th grade. Man, those were the times. And then above that, I got my Vic Firth Rhythm poster. And then right here, we got my little percussion setup. Now, I definitely want to add some more stuff to it. Yeah, this is what I got. I got the Toka Synergy series, bongos and congas. Also got a cracked Zildjian I Trash Crash 14-inch. And then a Latin percussion tambourine and a Mino headliner cowbell. And other than that, I got a bunch of other percussion stuff in this bag. So let's go through that real quick. So I got Mino Cabasa, Mino Shaker, Mino Claves, Mino Maracas, sorry, and the beautiful Latin percussion egg shaker. And actually over here, I got a Mino tambourine and a Mino cowbell beater. But yeah, let's put all this stuff back in the bag. And then right over here, we got my shelf where I store more of my stuff. And also some of this stuff is displays. So on top, we got some musical instruments from my childhood. We got some bongos and guitar, stuff like that. And then below that, I got some other stuff. I got some DVDs, I got some drum keys, got some kick drum beaters as well. Also, shout out to my CRO family. I love y'all. Practice pads, and then these boys. These are actually very special sticks. These used to be Travis Barker signature sticks, but now they are the A1 Chop signature sticks. There's actually a pretty cool story on how all this happened, so if you want to hear the full story, let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, definitely go follow them. Timothy Fletcher and A1 Chop's Leak. And then below that, we got some snare drums. Now, I'm hoping to get some more snare drums in the future, but right now, this is what I got. I got a Mapex MPX 14x3.5 steel piccolo snare. And then I got a 14x5 Tama Imperialstar snare in the beautiful candy mist finish. Ooh. And this is for all of the 2020 fans. This is KJ's drum, and man, it has seen some better days. I'm actually going to make a video of me completely restoring this drum, so make sure that you stay tuned for that video. And yeah, that is all my snare drums. And then we got the Keep On Drumming sign right here. Then moving down, I got some video equipment. Right here, I got my camcorder, which is the Minolta MN4K25. It's a really good camera, it's really cheap, and I like it. Then behind that, we got my lav mic, which is made by Audio-Technica. And then I got some extra video stuff in this Bauer video kit. And this is just all the other stuff for this camera. And this is actually one of the things that came in that Bauer video kit, a smartphone rig. And then I just got some other stuff. I got a shotgun mic, got a little light, some tripods, and just some other stuff. And then on the bottom, got a bunch of junk drum heads and just a bunch of tom mounts and rims. And this right here is actually to my old electronic drum set. This is an Alesis pad, which I can use as an extra trigger if I wanted to. And then next to my shelf, we got a bunch of cracked cymbals in that cymbal bag, and then some other cymbals in this one. I got the 20-inch DBT rod. I also have this cracked 18-inch I Crash. I also got a pair of 14-inch A Quick Beat hi-hats, but the top is cracked. And then I got this 12-inch Crash cymbal. Then next to that, I got my Roland PM100. This is actually a really great monitor. It sounds really nice. It's super affordable, and it's also super portable. And then last but not least, we got my old drum set, which is a sound percussion kit. Now, I actually made a video with this about 2 years ago, which you can check out in the description below. But I actually made a drum cover with this kit, so that video will be out soon, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And yeah, that is the studio. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, I am super happy on the way it turned out. I definitely could have not done it without the help of my family. Thank y'all so much. Y'all made it happen. And I also want to thank you guys for your patience and for your support. The only reason why I decided to make this studio is so I can make some better videos for you guys. And even though it took 2 years, I'm just happy that it happened. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about the studio and what I should add to it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And turn on post notifications so you can know when future videos come out in this amazing studio. Thanks for watching and keep on drumming. Peace.